Welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be talking about making an ocean unit study. So I went to the library and I just got a bunch of books that could help for an ocean unit study for like preschool, pre-K, or kindergarten. So I got books that don't have a lot of words. This is My World of Animals, Whales by Frances E. Ruffin. And it has a few words, but it's mostly about the pictures, just to give some simple information to the child about whales, but really for them to explore it themselves through the pictures. And that I did that because I got books with less words because children have less of an attention span at this time. It depends on the child. Some children will listen to a whole long story and some children just won't. So know your child and get books that work for your child. I got basically the whales is to study mammals that live in the ocean. You could also study seals or other mammals that live in the ocean, dolphins. I chose whales, and then I studying each of the animal groups that lives in the ocean. So for fish, which is the obvious animal group that lives in the ocean, I got a book about sharks called Sharks by Martha E. H. Rustad. And then I got a book about the seahorse life cycle called I Am a Seahorse by The Life of a Dwarf Seahorse by Trisha Speed Shackskin. And basically I just got I chose seahorse and sharks because sharks are very interesting and exciting for a lot of kids at this age, and seahorses, I work at an aquarium, so sharks and seahorses are one of our most popular, along with the octopus is our most popular animals that people ask me where they are and they want to see them and they come looking for those animals. So I also just kind of thought to explore the weirder animals in the ocean, like a seahorse is a fish, but it doesn't look like a fish. And then I also got a book about jellyfish, which you can talk about how it's called a fish, but it's not a fish. It's an invertebrate. And you can study invertebrates and talk about invertebrates blooming out from talking about jellyfish. So this book is called Jellyfish Underwater World by Deborah Koldiron. Sorry if I'm pronouncing any of these names wrong. And then I wanted to study reptiles. Unfortunately, I don't think there are any amphibians in the ocean, so I don't have a book about amphibians, but I figured we can save that for a different unit study. But for reptiles, I got a book about sea turtles, which is called Sea Turtle Hatchlings. It's by Water Babies by Ruth Owen. And finally, for birds, there's a number of different directions you could go with this. You could look up for books about ocean birds, like seagulls. I went with penguins. They do live in the Arctic or Antarctic. I can't remember now where penguins live. Antarctic, I believe. But they live in the polar ocean. And so I got this book about penguins called A True Book, Penguins by Scholastic, and it's by Anne O. Squire. And I chose penguins because they're one of the weirder birds. They don't fly and they swim in the ocean. So I just thought that was a great idea. And for activities for studying ocean animals, I thought you could do, like, get a bunch of tubes from Safari Ltd of different ocean animals. They make like a whale tube, a shark tube, an ocean animal tube. So you could get a bunch of different tubes. They're all like under $20. They're different prices, but they're all like under $20. And you could get a bunch of those tubes. And then with those animals, you could do a whale toy to picture match, where you match the whale toy, like they're realistic looking enough that you can match them to pictures of those kind of whales and learn about the different types of whales that way. And you could also do a shark toy to picture match. For seahorse, I thought you could do a seahorse tissue paper seahorse, where you draw the seahorse for them and then they glue on little different colors of tissue paper. And that kind of goes with this book, which I got, which is Mr. Seahorse by Eric Carle. And you can kind of be inspired by the artwork to make your own seahorse artwork. And I think it's important to have some fiction as well, and like some stories, as well as nonfiction information books. And then for penguins, you can do penguins in ice excavation, where you freeze the little toy penguins in ice, and then they have to crack the ice and get the penguins out. For jellyfish, you can do a simple jellyfish craft with half of a paper plate and then ribbon for the tentacles. For sea turtle, Safari Ltd makes these cool sea turtle life cycle pieces. So there's the eggs, the little hatchling, the baby sea turtle, and the adult sea turtle. And you could do like a life cycle, just like have them set it up in order to learn the life cycle. And that goes really well with this book because it is about the life cycle of a sea turtle, and it shows pictures of those different life cycles, stages. Then I thought you could do an Arctic animal sensory bin for like the winter portion of your ocean unit study. You could look at polar ocean animals. Then I thought you could do an air, water, land animal sort, where you use all your different little animals and they have to sort them into, this animal lives in the air like it's a bird, or lives in the water like it's a whale or a shark, or it lives on land like whatever land animals you have, like polar bear.
Cancel Instacart later. If you finish this,
sorry, that's just Alexa. She's just gonna talk for a second and then it'll be done. You can also do a layers of the ocean animal sort. So with your sea animals, you can teach them about the different layers of the ocean, and then they can sort the animals into like, oh, they live on the bottom layer, or they live more close to the surface. And finally, I thought you could do a handprint hermit crab craft, which is really fun, where you use the paper plate for the shell and you color the shell, and then you use your handprint for the crab's legs and head. And then for sensory bins, I thought you could do ocean Play-Doh, ocean slime, seafoam sensory bin, which you can just search seafoam sensory bin and find a Pinterest article all about it. I also thought you could do a unit study, like a mini unit study within the unit study on shells. And I got this great book, which is called National Audubon Society First Field Guide, Shells. And it is by Scholastic. And it's really great. It shows you all the different kinds of shells. And let me see. So I thought that was really great. And it would go well with all sorts of activities. You can go to the beach and gather shells. You can examine shells with a magnifying glass, explore shells on a mirror, make pictures out of shells, shell to picture name match. So you could print off pictures of the different shells and then match the shells. Like here, I have shells here. let me explain what I'm saying. Like they would match and be like, this is a mussel shell. And just like match the shells. I have a bunch of different shells here, but I don't know what they all are. I know mussel, and I know this is a jingle shell. Jingle shells are really pretty. But you could learn that together. And then you could do counting shells, pressing shells into Play-Doh to make indentations. So that's kind of your shell section. And then games that you can play. So you can play sardines or octopus tag, which are just like outdoor games that you can play, or indoor games. I guess sardines is more of an indoor game. But octopus tag is definitely an outdoor game or in like a gym. And then you could also play ocean charades. And then there's the Young Scientists Club Ocean Animal card games on Amazon you can buy. And they have like 4-in-1 card games. You can do ocean memory game, ocean bingo, ocean matching, or ocean trivia. And also on Pinterest, there is, if you search ocean themed games, you will find it's basically snakes and ladders, but it's whales, like you go up and down the whale. And you can, it's a printable, so you can print that off and use that game board and play that game. And then just a whole bunch of miscellaneous ocean activities, as you could do painting on the beach, looking for crabs at the beach, making sandcastles, ocean animals yoga. So like I just Googled ocean animals yoga and found a bunch of, it's like traditional poses, but just renaming them as like ocean animals. You could DIY a Find It beach bottle. So just like get a bottle and then put little things like shells and stuff in sand that they have to shake the sand around to find the objects. Shark puppet. I have a shark puppet right here. This is just like, I'd say make use of what you have. I just happen to already have a shark puppet, so I was thinking if I did an ocean unit study, I could do like Baby Shark sing along with the shark puppet, or tell shark stories, or just make use of the shark puppet, just have the shark puppet out for play. And you could make your own shark puppet. I saw a tutorial for a sock puppet, shark puppet on Pinterest. You can make your own felt board just with felt, and then cut out little felt ocean animals. There on Pinterest, there was like counting pictures of sea animals where like there's like 3 octopuses, for instance, and then you have to like write the different numbers on the clothespins, and you just have to find the 3 and stick the 3 onto that card, if that makes any sense. And ocean sensory bottle, again, you can look up that on Pinterest. There's different puzzles, of course, ocean themed puzzles that you can buy. National Geographic Kids has an ocean sticker book. And then the last idea is that you can do like an animal rescue, where you like take all those animals that you got and used for like the sensory bins and stuff, and tie them up in like pipe cleaners or tape them up. And then your kid, this is for like really younger toddlers maybe, they have to like do the fine motor to rescue the animals. And it's just a fun little activity. That's my ideas for an ocean animal unit study.